Here we have a new 2023 Chevrolet Equinox. And this Equinox comes in the RS trim level. The beautiful sterling gray metallic on jet black cloth with red accents. And then our powertrain consists of a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Coming around to the front end here, we do get LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps. And then one of my favorite features of RS is going to be this galvanized finish here, along with the gloss black grille and the red RS logo. Just a really awesome look. And the only kind of cheap plastic you see is down here, which you really can't see it. So I'm just so glad that even though this is kind of it's not cheap, but it is a bit of a bargain, in my opinion. I like that you get all of that. And then down here, we have 19-inch aluminum wheels. Really good look, in my opinion. I love these black accents here. You have Equinox in black, and even the rear tinted windows. This just has a really sporty look to it for it to be all stock. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors. And then over here we have the controls for our power door locks, power mirrors, rear window lock there, and then we have power windows with one-touch auto up and down for the driver's side. And then we have a power lift gate. We can just hit that button to open and shut it, and then we can set it to max, 3/4, or turn it off. And a pretty good sized cup holder there, and there's a little bit of storage in the back. And there's our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. And an interesting look here, how this is all cloth, and then the bolsters are kind of like leatherette, which actually looks really neat. And then the headrest is all leatherette there. Now let's check out this leg room. So I did adjust the seat to my optimal driving setting there. For someone of 6'3" like myself, I have longer legs, but I do like to sit up. I don't like to lean back, so that's why the seat is pretty much at a 90-degree angle. I like to have good posture, but knees are surprisingly not touching the seat at all. And a lot of that has to do with, because this seat does lean back, it's back quite a bit. So it goes there, and then it goes there. So being all the way back here, several inches of headroom, and like I said, knees are not touching the back of the seat at all. Probably an inch or two between my knees and the back of the seat. So really impressive. And then we have our rear AC vents there, 2 USB-A charge ports there. One more quick look at the front there. And then I do like that we have pockets on either side, not just behind the passenger seat. And then there are cup holders in the middle seat there. And we do have grab bars along with clothes hangers there. Nice bright dome lights there. And then we actually have grab bars on all 4 doors, and the back 2 do have those clothes hangers along with them. Let's check out this window sticker. So these are all of our standard features that we get. And then we have a sticker price of $31,795. Let's check out the fuel filler here. And then as we come around to the back end here, we have our LED tail lamps, which I really like that they did that, because it does make a world of a difference as opposed to the older tail lights on the Equinox. Plenty of cargo space behind the back here. And then we can fold the seats flat just by pulling either latch here. This is for the left side, this is for the right side. Then we have a 12 volt here. I'm gonna pull this one. And like I showed you before, you can also pull it from that side, and then to put it back into place, all you have to do is just pull it back. A little storage there. And we have a single pipe exhaust. And there's our front passenger seat there. But this sterling gray just looks so great with the accents on this RS. Really love it. We're gonna take a look at the engine bay here. There's that 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So really nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I wish we had heat, but we don't have that, but still a really good feel to it. I'm gonna lean the seat back so I can get a zoomed out look here. Now to the radio, we do get AM, FM, and XM along with Bluetooth audio. And then we have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility as well. And then we have a Wi-Fi hotspot, OnStar. Quick look at the settings here. And then there's our home page there. So depending on how you have it set up, you can have your phone songs pulled up here while you have, let's say, some other menu here. So I really like that because I can kind of have one thing going on here in the background while having, let's say, changing my radio stations here. There's the backup camera with guidelines that turn as you turn the steering wheel. I can cut those off by tapping that there if you don't want them. And then auto stop toggle here, hazards. And down here we have dual zone automatic climate controls, and we just turn the knob to adjust temperature, use the little fans here to adjust fan speed, and we can toggle our auto mode. And then we can also sync. And then 3-stage heated seats for the driver, front passenger. And down back there we have a USB-C, USB-A, and an aux input, and then we also have a 12 volt as well. And we can toggle our rear parking sensors by hitting this button here. Now to the shifter, you just pull the lever, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then we have a low gear. And in low gear, you can manually shift using this little paddle here, and it'll show you what gear you're in that bottom right corner of the digital part of the gauge cluster. And then we have an electronic parking brake. You just pull up to engage and then press the brake and press down to disengage. Cup holders there, little storage pocket here. Pretty good size center console cubby space with a removable tray. And it's a pretty bright light back there, so I like that. And there's a view of the back seat from up here with the seat folded down, and then with that right side folded up, so you can see the difference in cargo space. Sunglasses holder here. Then we have our OnStar control as well as our dome light controls here. I like the other brighter kind of LED dome lights. And even the trim here, I really like this look. And it feels nice too. I don't know what that is, but really nice that they did that. And then glove compartment, owner's manual is pretty big size. It goes up quite a bit over there. Now back to the steering wheel. We have our cruise control here, forward collision alert gap adjust here, and it'll show you how close you're getting it on the screen. And then we have our lane keep assist with lane departure here. You can toggle that. And then to the right side of the steering wheel, we have our voice recognition, and then this also serves the mute button. And then we have our 4 arrows and check mark to go through the digital part of our gauge cluster here. So quite a few options to choose from and what you want to look at. I always like to keep mine on fuel range. We can toggle our auto beams here, blinkers, high beams. Of course, you can pull up or pull back to keep them on. And then over here, we have our windshield wiper controls. We can control our intermittent here, whether we want to go on every so often or quite often. And then we can control, this is one time from the off position, then intermittent, low, high. And then we can pull up here for front washer fluid, pull back for rear washer fluid, and then we can adjust our rear wiper from here. And then we have push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. And next we're gonna go ahead and take this 2023 Equinox RS out on the road for a quick test drive. So like I've said in plenty of other reviews, as I've driven the 1.5 liter in this Equinox compared to just other SUVs in general, I guess I started to realize just how sluggish the 1.5 liter turbo is in this Equinox. But I really do like the engine overall, specifically in the Malibus with the 6-speed, but in here, it's just, it feels really slow. I shouldn't say really slow, it just feels somewhat slow. And just to demonstrate, I'm gonna put my foot in it right here. And I think a lot of it just has to do with how strained the engine seems to be when I do put my foot somewhat into the throttle. I mean, for it to be making all that noise, I feel like it should be moving me. And I really don't feel the turbo working, which I know it is. It's just not, I don't get that boost feel. Like even in the Malibus, I feel the boost coming from the turbo. And here I can barely feel it. But all in all, for most people in this market, like I said about the Malibus, the 1.5 is kind of enough for most people in this segment. And I will say ride quality is decent. And it's extremely windy out now, just a little bit of wind noise, but all in all, good sound acoustics in the cabin. And the ride's just really smooth to have 19-inch wheels on it. Not getting a lot of play from the seat, but I can just feel the road ever so slightly in the steering wheel. And very strong brake pedal. Love that. And it does have a bit of an initial bite. Plenty of power though, very impressed. Feels different than other ones, actually. And there's the auto stop that just came on. I'm gonna put it in low gear and see how the shifts work. I'm gonna open her up just a little bit here. So from this gear, I can actually feel the turbo pull a lot better. It has more of that Malibu feel when I'm manually shifting, for whatever reason. But that's what I like there. Yeah, that had decent pull when I was in low gear. But from regular drive, I'm not feeling it. Like I said, it's a personal preference for me. I like vehicles that accelerate fairly quickly, but this really could do better, and I just made a point of that by putting it in low gear. This has power, it's just kind of limited by, I don't know if it's the computer or just where the transmission wants to shift, but it has a little more to give than I initially expected. And that's because I usually don't test out the low gear on this, but that was an interesting discovery. Now for the interior itself, everything's pretty much black. No big complaints there. Of course, the dash is kind of plastic. You got that hard plastic throughout, really. But even though the seats are cloth, pretty comfortable. And of course the heated seat function helps, and then having the 8-way power seat over here with the lumbar support helps you make this seat just how you want it. And I really don't miss the leather. But all in all, for the money, you really get a lot with this. It just, like I said, underpowered. And then I would expect to have standard blind spot monitors in an Equinox. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2023 Chevrolet Equinox RS.